But we also have cases which seem to go on forever. The MT Iber is one of those cases. The MT Iber found themselves asked or requested to go to Anchorage by their company some 28 months ago. Little did they know that the company was in financial difficulties. And so significant were those financial difficulties that the crew have remained at anchor for the past 28 months. They've been unpaid. They have received very few provisions, and they have been desperate to find a way to get themselves repatriated and to seek justice for the unpaid contracts that they have. The 5 seafarers are 3 Indians, 1 Pakistani, and the chief engineer from Myanmar. We visit them regularly. We communicate with their families, and we lobby on their behalf with the authorities here in the UAE. Maritime legislation is complex here, and their vessel has now been arrested, but that can mean anything up to 18 months through the court process for them to receive what they are due. And then they are just a long list of creditors who are owed monies. Our job is to keep making sure that they are not forgotten, even though they are abandoned, to keep presenting their story to the authorities. Sometimes the work is difficult, it can be challenging, and can lead to periods of reflection. If it's working, I understand there may be some sort of technical difficulties going on. We'd quite like to show you just a short video, which is me reflecting on a visit to the MT Iber just last week and pondering what's happened in the world during that period of time. 2 of the seafarers, as you'll hear, are the same age as I am. They've been under contract for 40 months, so not been home for 40 months, and have been unpaid for 28 months. If we can make it work, let's see my reflection on the way back from the MT Iber.
So we're on our way back, having been to the Iber. My immediate thoughts are around Naiwin and Risat Ali, chief engineer and second engineer on board. Both been with the company 40 months away from home. 27 and 28 of those respectively unpaid. And I guess my immediate thoughts are all that's happened in the last 40 months, all the things that they've missed. I mean, perhaps some of those are not so bad things. They've been on board for all of what's gone on with coronavirus. But I just think in my own life, they're both the same age as me. I think all those things in my family, all those life milestones have gone on over the past 40 months. 40 months ago, my eldest daughter got married. Since then, we've had our first grandchild. Over the past 40 months, both of my in-laws, my mother and my father-in-law, have sadly died. We've been through all of that grief and that loss. I've moved house. I've moved continent to be here in the UAE. So many holidays, moments of laughter, moments of sadness, but moments of life that will, I'll remember forever. And yet these seafarers have just been on board, waiting, and that's that sense of just waiting, being afloat, being adrift, and hoping and praying that somebody will continue fighting for them, continue speaking on their behalf. And yeah, the weather here today is beautiful. I'm on a speedboat going back. It's something people would pay good money for here in and around the UAE to do. And yeah, really what I want to do is to get those 5 seafarers on board this small craft and just bring them home and head them back to their families. Anyway, I'll ponder some more.